where a lot of these black women are getting these white men on to talk badly about black men, the black community, but you looking like the fool, sweetheart, because you talking bad about your own damn people, while I'm talking bad about your people too, and up in mine. So who's really losing here? You are.
Hi guys, I came across this clip of a white man, and as I said, I'll say in further below, I don't think he represents the majority, but he is listening to the divestor movement, and he had his own advice for the movement, and it wasn't positive. Please listen.
Not least, you black females out there that are getting with us white men, some of us called bottom shelf brads, and some of us are also high value men. We work and make a living, and we have responsibilities to take care of as grown ass men. You think by getting with us that somehow you're going to be saved? You're not going to be saved at all. We're not going to be fighting for you. We already got our rights. We already sitting comfortably where we are. You're joining our team. We're not joining yours. So we don't have to fight for you. All right? You made a conscious decision to come over to our community, and you're going to have to live with us in the ways that we live. You're going to have to adopt our mindset. You're going to have to act like we do and think like we do. We don't have to fight for you at all. And if you get out of line and want to raise your voice or just want to act a fool, you can go back on the streets and go back to your own black community, what you want to call Blackistan. See, one thing we don't like in this white community of ours, we don't like traitors, okay? We have loyalty and we stay on code, but we'll mess with you if you want us to, because having intercourse is intercourse, and ain't nobody gonna turn that down. But some of us will even marry you and have children with you, but we can promise at the end of the day, we'll get rid of you in a heartbeat. Now, there are some white males out there that will go the extra mile, that will think that you're property like we're living in slave times, which we're not, and I think that's wrong. I'm not gonna lie about that. We got a lot of swirlers and divestors out here in the white community, and a lot of swirlers and especially divestors in the black community of late, where a lot of these black women are getting these white men on to talk badly about black men, the black community, but you looking like the fool, sweetheart, because you talking bad about your own damn people, while I'm talking bad about your people too, and up in mine. So who's really losing here? You are, not me. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not racist. I just think that we should be a little bit separate when it comes to matters of the heart. But I think people are still all people regardless, and I'll talk to you guys soon. There's just a white man's perspective on things that's going on. You don't have to believe me, and you don't have to agree with me. And I'm not a hateful person. I love you, you too. God bless you, and have a great day.
Hi guys, I want to first say that, listening to that man, I'm 100% sure he does not represent the majority of white men at all. I'm a matter of fact, I think he represents just probably a small minority out there. But the fact of the matter is that they do exist out there. There is a set of people who still have these racist attitudes and racist views. And the funny thing is, they are listening to these divestor shows. And it's easy to understand why they would be attracted to these divestor shows, because, they don't like black people. And divestors are speaking negative about black men. But what they don't understand is there are a lot of racists who just lump black people together. And they're looking at this movement and they're uncomfortable with this movement themselves, because they're against interracial relationships. And you can hear it in his in what he's saying. And, I'm concerned a lot about these divesting women. They're women, and I care about all women. It doesn't matter the race. I care about all women, and these women are appearing to be desperate. And in the BWE space, some content creators are beginning to say, listen, you're seeing those words desperate and delusional come out a lot, because the natural order of things is a man pursues a woman for a relationship. These divestors are at the point of advertising, Brad, you are the best, you are the greatest, we need Brads build, and they're accrediting things like building nations and doing great things to men who are just simple people, regular white folk. And when you do that, you're ascribing greatness to a man who probably can't pay his bills. And by doing that, you are now stepping into a role of setting up high expectations for a man. And everyone sees this. This is not a great movement, because what it is, it was born out of anger and turned into hate. And that's the sad thing about the movement. I don't say all divestors, because some divestors have figured out that they're moving away from the movement, and they're interracially dating. And as I said, I support people finding whoever they want. That's not my business who you're with. But I would advise my daughter, my sisters, my mother, anyone, that you don't pursue a man with desperation. Because, a lot of times you don't get the result that you want, because that's not the natural order of things. So I am concerned about these women, and I listen to this man, and as I said, I am 100% sure he does not represent a majority of white men, but you should listen to it because of the fact that when these women go on dating apps and they throw themselves out there and they're begging for people, the majority of men, I don't think, are swiping right for them. I think, be careful of who is swiping right. It sounds like it's either the people who are a little desperate or the ones that are a little bit on the side that we don't want them to be, right? So I would just say be cautious. And I think even some of the BW people are telling these women to vet everyone, and I would second this: vet everyone. There are very horrible black men out there, there are very horrible white men out there, horrible men in every race. Trying to say that because a man wears a skin uniform that he will present as something because of an average is a very dangerous thing to do. You don't date an average man, you date an individual man. And people need to get to understand that immediately. So if I were anyone listening, listen to what he said and understand he represents himself, but I don't think he's the only one out there. But I actually say I don't believe he's the majority. So I leave it as it is. Thanks, guys.